establishing a very basic foundation up to our main practices, so to speak, in Tantric or Vajrayana Buddhism. And of course, I'll keep teaching if people find it valuable. And I think generally there's always people who do. Still working with the setup for YouTube. Yay, we got it established. So the point is, so having done that, sort of in order all the way through, from what you can see on my personal channel, Uderwamo on YouTube, taught a lot about the mind training of the Mahayana tradition and Buddhism in general, practices, and then taking refuge, generating bodhicitta, the bodhisattva motivation. Those were the main focuses. And I did that to over 80 episodes there. Sometimes I was on, sometimes I was off, like all these very mornings, But I just persisted doing that for a long time. And then I carried on in private for more, how shall we say, esoteric things that aren't really for the general public. They're not that esoteric. You can see and hear the purification practice of Vajrasattva, the Guru Yoga, called the Unification with the Guide, and this mandala offering. They're just, that's, YouTube, it's not really YouTube topics. So I made this side channel. It's not a side channel. So mainly I operate through our foundation, the Mayan Mountain Foundation, which we created, my board of directors and I created back then. And I'm bringing on more teachers to that organization because they're wonderful. So sign up for that newsletter if you're really interested in both practices and teachings. Right now, though, I'm stepped back and I'm having other people teach because I'm working on this book. So long way around saying I'm going to start back over from the beginning. And I think I'm probably going to do that on the Insight Timer app, because my friend Claire Villarreal, who you can also find on YouTube, has a YouTube channel. She's all over the internet, teaches Buddhist basics. She's found that's the only place, where you can go where everybody there is interested, at least in meditation. And a lot of people are interested in learning about Buddhism. And it's an app on your phone. It times your session ostensibly, but it also has a lot of other functions, so I can do classes and live practices and interactive things, anything. They have it's an amazing format. Insight refers to vipassana in Buddhism. Insight meditation is being able to see. It's a great word, actually, insight, looking in. It's inner vision that allows you to see, get beyond your, what is there? What actually are you? Is there a you that you can find? And kind of open up from running a self-centered existence where you're taking yourself really seriously to being a more wide open present state, where the concept of yourself being so central is diminished. So all of Buddhism in every country has in some way addresses this core function of helping you gain insight into this. But most commonly known, it's in the Theravadan traditions, which is the practices that come mainly in the way Buddhism developed and in the southern, Southeast Asia, I want to say, and also in southern, like, so Sri Lanka is south of India, and then we have Thailand and Burma. These are the three great, most well-known centers for Theravada practice. And for them, this insight into the non-findable nature of oneself is the ultimate practice leading to nirvana, or in a state of extinguishing of all suffering, all of your personal suffering, and gain into a state of peace in which you don't return to samsara. So these practices, however, I'm doing, they all also belong to insight in a broad sense. But what I'm saying is the app was probably originally developed for thinking of that style of practice. But in the Bodhisattva tradition way, I guess I'm find myself talking a little bit. We go beyond that from our perspective into practicing for the sake of others and awakening. And in that attitude of practicing for the awakening sake of, to gain enlightenment so that we can help all living beings reach that same state of enlightenment, instead of thinking for myself, I want relief. I just have to have peace. I never want to come back here again. Life is suffering. F that. I'm off. I'm out of here. No, they're nicer than that. They really believe strongly in the practice, loving kindness, and they'll meet these beautiful, beautiful Theravada practitioners. And in this life, so you live a beautiful, very, very ethically upstanding life, and then you depart for nirvana, hopefully, at the end of this life. That's their ideal. So our ideal as a sort of Mahayana practitioners, this Bodhisattva way, is to gain a broader kind of insight into the nature of all phenomena. Phenomena is a word that ends up being used in Buddhism because there isn't a nice English word. It's short. Everything you experience, your whole world, your sensory perception, avenues of sensory perception, our eyes, ears, nose, and so forth. We're able to see that they too are absence of any kind of identity or sort of self. And so these two avenues, great compassion and love, equally for all living beings, drives us to ourselves to achieve great awakening. And ultimately in this life or in some future life, but we're aiming there for this, with the aspiration that we're going to help everyone in our new capacity as an awakened one, or a partially awakened one, a full Buddha or someone on the very high level of the path. In this and all future lives, will return solely to benefit such beings. So it's this kind of uplifted, idealistic, maybe, beautiful path, and this is the foundation of the kind of Buddhism we practice here in this Nindra. So because I'm going a long time talking, I'm going to do the Nindra quite quickly today. And so it's good to do it quickly sometimes, because once you get the meaning, you really established all the words, you too can go very quickly through the Nindra and do focus more on in your case, if you wanted to really do this thing of accomplishing the Nindra means foundation practice, you can focus more, for example, on taking refuge again and again, generating bodhicitta again and again, making mandala offerings, merging your mind with your teacher's mind again and again. These accumulations are gone. Okay, so let's get started. Our booklet is in the About menu, the link to it. And we're going to make some water offerings to all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. Let's do it. I'm remembering to switch the camera around. We're going to pass by the incense offering prayer and to page 6, and then down at the bottom. We're practicing here the Prajnaparamita, the mother of all Tathagatas, in one syllable. We'll rest the meditation very briefly after the core of the practice. Homage to the Great Mother, Prajnaparamita. Thus have I heard at one time the Blessed One was dwelling in Rajagriha, Vulture Peak Mountain, together with a great gathering of 1,250 monks and a great gathering of myriad Bodhisattva Mahasattvas. At that time, the Blessed One said to Venerable Ananda, O Ananda, since the perfection of wisdom in one syllable will bring benefit and happiness to sentient beings, please remember it is like this. When the Blessed One said this, Venerable Ananda, together with the monks and Bodhisattva Mahasattvas, realized the perfection of wisdom. They rejoiced and thus praised the speech of the Blessed One. Refreshing happiness and exaltation, the recitation arrangement for the foundational practice of the profound path of the Dakini heart essence. Page 9, entering a session. Visamzangi. Essence of all the 3 times Buddha's precious guide, know me. I pray you bless my mind stream. Essence of all the 3 times Buddha's precious guide, know me. I pray you bless my mind stream. Essence of all the 3 times Buddha's precious guide, know me. I pray you bless my mind stream. This fine body, free time, and fortune will be hard to gain again. Now attain the unsurpassed Samanta Bhadra for others' sake. Now this precious body is here, yet to the full evil rule of death. The time of death is uncertain, view self and others as impermanent. The states of rebirth we wander through hold no chance of happiness. Don't look for worldly happiness, take the path that needs past sorrow. While having this body, free time, good fortune, abandon afflictions, 3 poisons, non-virtue. Cultivate dignity, strive in good deeds, guard vows and pledges of the 3 days. Amidst the vast wish-granting tree in the space in front on lion throne, lotus sun sheet, is my root teacher Toteng Sal in the attire of Vajradharam. With consorts so yell in equal union, body is Sangha, speech sacred Dharma. Wisdom, mind as the nature of Buddha, they embody the 3 roots victors, the essence of oceanic refuge sources. Namo, until awakening all beings and I go for refuge with utter devotion. In the guide is Vajraholder, essence of the 3 jewels. Until awakening all beings and I go for refuge with utter devotion. In the guide is Vajraholder, essence of the 3 jewels. Until awakening all beings and I go for refuge with utter devotion. In the guide is Vajraholder, essence of the 3 jewels. Oh, to free all beings, infinite as space, from the ocean of existence, I will fully rouse the supreme mind awakening beyond compare.
Oh, to free all beings infinite as space from the ocean of existence, I will fully rouse the supreme mind of awakening beyond. To free all beings infinite as space from the ocean of existence, I will fully rouse the supreme mind of awakening beyond compare. Above on lotus and moon seed, from home the guide is wondrous and full. Crushed a white one face, two hands he embraces, the consort holding Vajrang bound. They're adorned with silks and jewels on the moon in the hub of a Vajra. 100 syllables surround a hum, from that nectar of awakening flows. By descending that deeds, darkness, faults, and failings become cleansed and purified. Protector from ignorance and misconceptions, I've gone against and damaged my pledges. Teacher, protector, please grant me refuge, foremost Vajrahum. You embody compassion and love, leader of beings, I go for refuge. I openly acknowledge and let go of all impairments of root and branch pledges of body, speech, and mind. Please purify and cleanse all misdeeds, obscurations, faults, downfalls, and taints. Vajrasattva smiles with delight and says, Noble child, all your misdeeds, obscurations, faults, and downfalls are purified. Melting into light, Vajrasattva dissolves in me. 3 realms, worlds, beings, what appears and exists, along with body, wealth, merit, all offering. As a Samantapatra offering clouds, accepting them, please grant your blessings. Ranamanda Puja Home. 3 realms, worlds, beings, what appears and exists, along with body, wealth, merit, all are offered. As Samantapatra offering clouds, accepting them, please grant your blessings. Anamanda Puja 3 realms, worlds, beings, what appears and exists, along with body, wealth, merit, all offering. As Samantapatra offering clouds, accepting them, please grant your blessings. Ranamanda Puja. Within a vast dome of pure wisdom light, I appears a Dakini Samyam. Above my head on lotus sun moon is the teacher Tating Sun. Bright red sporting class division bound, body ablaze with marks and signs. He is adorned with silks and jewels, with legs crossed and marginal bones. He dwells in vivid light rays smile. Long in the northwest of the Anavoda land on a lotus blossom, you gain supreme accomplishment, renowned as the lotus born. Surrounding you are many dakinis, we follow in your footsteps. Please approach and grant your blessings, Guru Pema Sindhu. Great teacher, essence of all victors, I pay homage with my 3 gates. Offer outer and inner offering crowns. They bear beginningless misdeeds and failings. I rejoice in all virtuous deeds. Please turn the wheel of Dharma. Remain not passing beyond sorrow. I dedicate merit to the spectrum of beings. May the supreme unsurpassable have only attained. KK teacher Tating Sel, I pray with heartful longing. Please bless us, quell all obstacles, confer for empowerment's grand accomplishments. KK teacher Tating Sel, I pray with heartful longing. Please bless us, quell all obstacles, confer for empowerment's grand accomplishments. KK teacher Tating Sel, I pray with heartfelt longing. Please bless us, quell all obstacles, confer for empowerment's grand accomplishments. Om Ahom Guru Sawasiti. Om Ahom Guru Sawasiti. Om Ahom Guru Sawasiti. From the teacher's 4 places, white, red, blue, green lights emanate, dissolving into my 4 places. From 4 veils, clearing for empowerments are received. The teacher melts into me inseparably, within a state of luminous great bliss. Balance, glorious, precious your teacher. Top a lotus seat above my head, with great kindness care for me. Grant the cities and body, speech, and mind. May I never be born apart from a teacher and enjoy an abundance of Dharma. May I fully perfect the stages and paths, swiftly attain the level of Vajrayana. Through this merit, may I swiftly accomplish the state of the glorious teacher. May all beings, everyone, be brought to that same level.
And we scroll down to page 27.
Kindest essence of all Buddhas, to the precious one from Adhyana I pray. As life's appearances start to fade, Bless me with birth in the palace of lotus line.
So you see the practice can be done. That's not even hurrying a whole lot. It can be done very quickly. The words of the practice, the framework for the practice. Even with time, we did a few accumulations there of Vajrasattva mantra, the long 100-syllable mantra, and the Vajraguru, well, this in case the Mahaguru mantra. It's tremendously beneficial. And still, we got done before 8. And I won't always do it this way. Obviously, we like to go slowly because we're familiar with the practice, but just saying. I want to just in closing say that this morning I've been writing about the practice of dedication. And here in this Nundro, our foundation practice, the dedication comes near the end. It's this line, Gewa di nerdudak, through this merit may I swiftly accomplish Father Lama Drukyurne, change into, by means of changing into the Lama, really glorious Lama. I'm looking at the Tibetan. Doa, that's sentient beings that go everywhere, always going around looking for this and that, trying to avoid what we don't like, get what we do like. The Lama, Doa Chikyong, everyone, each of them. And then all of them is Malupa, so each and every one. It's what it's saying in English, very much corresponds to that phrase in English. That, ye, by means of that, the ground of that. Sala is the ground. It means like the level of your practice, right? And then Gopar Shuk, accomplish this. May it, Shuk, let's do this. May it happen that that they will all attain the same level that we attained at our moment of enlightenment. We're going to bring all living beings with us. And we always return again and again to benefit all living beings. So this equalization process, this is touching back to your Bodhisattva vow you took in the Bodhicitta section, where you're making this grand motivation of the Bodhisattva, the being of awakened mind, a leadership quality of awakened mind. It's sometimes called hero or warrior, like with a lot of oomph. We've made this resolve. This is what way we're going to be, and this is what we're going to accomplish. And we're only doing it for the benefit of all sentient beings equally, not the ones with nice sentient beings. We're doing it for not the nasty sentient beings, but all of them throughout space. We don't even know. There might be life on Mars after all, some little bacteria there. The Tibetans didn't talk about bacteria or protozoa or whatever. Protozoa is definitely a sentient being, right? And I'm just saying, from the littlest sentient being, maybe even invisible to the eye, to all kind of ghosts you may perceive as haunting you, to the people in prison having committed terrible crimes, to people who are animals or whatever, who've living a hellish existence because of their karma, negative karma, to the animals, not just our pets, but every animal, whether it's lovable and huggable or kind of spiny like a porcupine, all the way up to gods who kind of entered into a state of kind of stoned, blissed out state of, but temporary state of great enjoyment and joy. But we feel for them because eventually that will exhaust the karma that created that circumstance. They haven't achieved enlightenment. They just achieved some kind of bliss, but eventually that will exhaust itself and will come to an end. So for all these kinds of beings, every conceivable kind of being, we are dedicated. We've dedicated with our heart forever, that we're going to help them become free of this cycle of suffering. All right, I feel love for everyone who has watched this video all the way through. Thank you for your patience. I kind of promised not to practice during